Welcome everybody back to the Sundaze Brunch podcast. We are in episode 8. We have a special guest today by the name of Jake Daniels. Jake has been behind doing his own
Let's
thing. He's
go.
fucking
Let's
taking the
go.
fuck off. He's been behind the scenes on my music since what, 2019?
Oh, I think so, bro. Yeah, we've been working on music since I think it was 2018 or 2019. I think 2019 though.
Yeah, because I think Why Like That was the first shit we did.
Yep. Yep. Which is crazy because that's one of the best records, bro.
What a fucking time.
That was such a good, thing to start off on.
Yeah, it really was. As you guys noticed for today's episode, Bobby's going to be joining us a little bit later. We were coordinating 3 separate time zones for this episode, so that was a bit of a trip. And Bobby
Yep.
works late nights, so the early morning we had a little time discombobulation, but he'll be joining us here in a little bit, hopefully.
Oh yeah.
Jake, you just dropped a single.
I did, bro. I dropped I would say probably my second favorite single off the new project that's coming out. I thought it was the first. I thought it was my first favorite, but there's another one that's like creeping up on me where I'm like, man, I love this one a little bit more. But yeah.
Dog, I think we got to rephrase the term dropping a single because you just launched a fucking missile.
That's I mean, I appreciate it, bro. That was the goal. I just wanted to take it to like, the moon basically and just go to that next level. But yeah.
What was the idea like behind writing that one? Or were you just like, okay, this is fucking catchy in my head, like I'm ready, like it just did it fly out like because some of the best songs are written in 15 minutes. Was it one of those or was it one of the ones that took you a minute to dial in?
Well, I think it took me I think this one took me a couple of days actually. And pretty quick writer because one idea, I'll just like bang it out in an hour or so. This one, and also it was kind of like I got inspired from a movie, bro. I got inspired from that classic movie Basic Instinct. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but
I ain't seen
it
it, but
was
now I
like
gotta
it's
watch
this
that
thriller
shit.
where this girl. Yeah, so it's this thriller where this like seductress basically. She's like, super good looking, whatever.
So she
She
bad.
Yeah, she kind of like seduces men, but then she's also like a murderer. So she'll kill them too. But it's like I got the idea from that because I was like, okay, well, this girl's obviously a liar. Like she just like uses men for her pleasure. And it kind of got based off of that. And then I basically just like wrote it out as a personal story because I took some like things here and there from personal life, but it was mostly from a movie, bro. Honestly, that's
Dog,
why it took me a little bit longer too. I think,
that's crazy. And what's
but
that
yeah.
total stream count right now?
So we're sitting at 1.3 million on all platforms. In tomorrow will be 2 weeks since it came out.
You do realize that's fucking unheard of, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's like you know, it's one of those things where I'm just like it's like I'm happy about it, but at the same time, you know how it is as an artist, you just want to do more. You're
Yeah.
like you're like, man, I wanted the 1 mil a week ago. You know what I'm saying?
Like, damn,
So it's
I'm
like,
here now. I need 10 million now. You're like, I need that 10
yeah,
mil.
exactly. Yep.
So
It's like you just want more all the time. But yeah.
it's like a drug. It really is.
Hmm.
So like
Yeah.
what's the because you produce for a lot of artists too and engineer for a shit ton of people too. So
Yep.
what's your do you like one side more than the other? Do you have equal
I
passion for both?
do. Nah. So personally for me, it sounds crazy because my artistry does so well, but I actually like seeing because it's just like I don't know, bro. It gives me like a certain sense of joy, and it's also like you're getting all your creative energy out that way because you could play all the instruments, You could produce, you could put the background vocals in, like you're getting everything you need. So it's like in that sense, it just gives me a little bit more joy than like working on my own stuff, basically.
For sure, I get that. Cause like I just now started like mixing, like playing with mixing and shit, and I'm like, bro, this is fun.
Yeah, dude, it's so dude, and once you get into it, bro, you're like, oh man, like I don't ever want to leave my computer. Like,
Literally, I don't know how you like. I mean, you mix most of your own shit too, right?
yeah, yep. So I mix all my stuff. Yeah.
So like when I mixed for a handful of other people, I'm like, okay, like this sounds dope. I can give it to you. When I'm mixing my own shit, I'm like, but now I listen to it this time and I'm like, oh shit, I could go change this every fucking time. I don't know
Yeah,
how.
it's difficult, bro. It's difficult because like I do the same thing. I literally like I remember I had someone in the other day, and we pulled up one of my sessions, and it's just crazy. Like it's madness. Like my sessions are so like I have markers everywhere on like little volume things or effects, and it's like, but I feel like working on other people's, I'm not as picky, which is good because then you get more of an original sound
Right.
whereas like with mine, I can be a little bit, over picky, and then I could listen to a song like a week later and I'll hate it because I was so over picky about it. You know what I mean?
I fucking story of my life.
You know what I'm saying? Though it's like you can't win. You can't win with your own shit, and then you just put
No,
it out, and you're like, all right, I still hate it, but whatever.
I think it was fucking G Easy that was like, art's never finished, it's just abandoned.
So true.
Just like
Like, bro,
send it out there.
you just have to, dude. You have like at the end of the day, bro, like you have to put stuff out there. So it's like you just send it. You know what I mean?
Just full send. Doug,
Hmm.
so speaking of you mixing shit, my deluxe just came out, and for the people listening, Jake
Woo!
engineered
Crazy.
all 24 records on that, and I think
Let's go.
he made the beat for all but like what, three?
Yeah, it was like 95%, I think, or more, or more. But it was, dude, it was just so like I feel like when we work on projects, we tap into whatever we're trying to tap into at that moment. And then we just like bang out the records one after the other because we're in the zone so heavily that we both get inspired and we're like, okay, what if we do this? Okay, what if we add this? Well, maybe we need to make some new songs. So we then end up making new songs. It's like, it's just like a domino effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna hype you up to the listeners because before you came along, I mean, my ass still can't sing great, but before you came along,
I don't know.
melodies were not like existent in my shit. Then
Okay. Okay.
JD comes along. We got now all of a sudden we got melodies and then a fucking alternative album.
Well, yeah, dude, because like when we first started working, there was like certain like I checked your back catalog and there were certain songs where you were like tapping into this melodic structure and I was like, "Oh, like we need to tap into this too." You know what I mean? Not just the rapping, but you had something different. So I thought like to myself, like my job is just to bring that out and then you can just like, perfect it basically. So, I mean, every single project or single or whatever we worked on, I feel like it's been a constant progression. You know what I'm saying?
For
It's
sure.
just like, man, getting better and better and better each time.
I agree. And I think like obviously right now you're getting a lot of love for your releases and everything, and rightfully so. But I'm gonna give you your flowers on the shit you do behind the scenes because my shit, every time I do something, you elevate it to the maximum level. And every time I hear a JD mix on someone else's record, I'm like, this shit hard. I don't even know this dude, but this shit's hard.
Nah, I appreciate that, man. It's really like what I put my pride and joy into, bro, because like when I'm putting out my own stuff, like it's cool, it's amazing, but it's like when I'm working on other people's, I want it to be like an experience, not for them, but for like them and their listener base. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
want everyone to just tap into like that space that we were at that moment in time. And I think we really achieved that with pretty much every song.
yeah, I definitely think we accomplished that. So I gotta ask the question. Is 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 Jake Daniels a play on Jack Daniels?
It might be.
Is that your
It
drink of
might be.
choice? We always
It
ask
might.
that. As y'all see right now, I got a
Yeah.
fucking. I'm trying some local lemon trail beer right now. Gotta
Okay,
have to be
okay,
like
okay.
brunch. What's
I'm drinking coffee right now. I can't lie to you, but yeah, it kind of is, man. I mean, my middle name is Daniel, so it was that too, but like it was kind of Jack. Like I saw the logo of Jack Daniels forever ago, and I was like, man, that just sounds dope. Like that just sounds good. Plus, I love to drink it too. Like it's my favorite whiskey ever. Like or anything. Like it's probably my favorite drink ever, bro. So it's like,
We need that Jack Daniel sponsorship.
dude, if they're listening, I'm open to the idea. The check just gotta be right. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a playoff, but it's a good thing because like most people that I talk to, that I tell my name for the first time, they're like, "Oh yeah, sick. I love Jack Daniel." Like, you know what I mean?
That's
It's
fucking
like this
dope.
whole thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it one
But
like
yeah,
the music's already catchy, but like that's a name that will stick in your fucking head.
yeah, that's the goal, man. That's the goal for real.
So when you were like branding and like bringing yourself up, like what to we have a lot of people on here that don't like they're just starting out, right? If you could tell
Hmm.
something to somebody who's just starting out, maybe has 3, 4 records out there, what would
Yeah.
where would you tell them to start?
So honestly, I'm gonna sound like an asshole, kind of, but like honestly, bro, if you're just starting out, like I would just spend 95% of your time on your craft. Like, I'm not saying don't put stuff out, but I'm saying like make sure you don't suck. You know what I mean? Like make sure you're not trash and you're putting music out and you're just like not progressing at all. You're not teaching yourself new things. You're not trying any things because that's just like I don't know, man. You're just gonna suck forever at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you don't push yourself, you're just gonna stay sucky.
Yeah. Plus, like I don't know, bro. I like you and like myself. We're open to a lot of different genres.
Right.
So I would just say be open to different genres.
Experiment, find your fucking niche.
That's really what it is, man. Because you don't know like what genre is gonna push you to the maximum level until you try it. So yeah.
So do you recommend for people to like stay in one specific like sound wave? Do you recommend bouncing around?
Nah. I say screw that. I say screw that one sound wave joint, bro. Like no way.
Do
I
all of
think you
it.
should try. I think you should try everything, and then whatever genres you feel most comfortable with, just go crazy. You know what I mean? Go crazy. And even if you want to try like different stuff, go
Fucking
crazy.
fucking do it. Like your first shit is always going to be trash.
Yeah, true.
My my first shit was garbage.
I think we're all like that though. I think we're all like that.
I still write shit right now that I'm like, this is fucking trash, bro.
I mean, yeah, it's the artist curse though. It's like you could have like a major song and you think it's terrible. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's like the thing like with artists, like in order to actually do something, you actually have to put shit out.
You do. You have to put everything out because like you don't know what's gonna catch. You just don't.
Yeah, it's
Like
like I remember I was hearing a story about fucking Bon Jovi not wanting to put out "Living on a Prayer." Like
madness.
John didn't want to do it, and then his bandmates like wanted to do it and made him do it, and then it's just like, oh, and now this shit's still everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. It's like, and even like people like Russ say it all the time. It's like that's why he puts out every single track because it's like you just don't know which one's gonna go to radio. You just don't know. You just
No,
don't.
and there's equity in every record too, especially if you're independent.
Yeah, a hundred million percent, dude.
So one of the things that I would wanted to talk about and tell a lot of upcoming artists is like, because this shit happened to me the other day. Some dude slid my messages, was like, "You trying to promo on Spotify or some shit?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, I got all these playlists, oh, and I can like get you this many
Hmm.
streams on YouTube." And as soon as he was like, "I can get you this many plays on YouTube," I was like, "Bro, you either fucking bots or you're buying this shit because this shit's not real."
So true. So true.
How how would you word it to people to look out for those kind of scams?
Uh, it's hard, dude. I mean, it's very difficult, but it's like if somebody's guaranteeing you success, it's not real. Simple and plain. That's just as simple and plain as I could put it. If someone, like you said, gives you a certain number or they give you guaranteed success, you should just delete the message right then and there. It's like no one can guarantee you success at all except yourself. So it's like, you know, if someone offers you something and says like, we can do exactly this for you, or you can be the next this, or blah 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 blah, you should
They
just be
full of
like, all right,
shit.
whatever.
Yeah, they full of
Yeah, they
shit.
are. Dude. So it's like I'm a firm believer in you know, research and experimenting everything yourself and finding out, you know, the most organic ways possible to promote yourself and to do all that. So I would just recommend, you know, just like doing the
Yeah,
work and researching the stuff. I mean, we talk about it every day, bro. Like we're
literally.
constantly texting like, what about this new idea, or like what if I did this, or what for this for promo, or who should I email here? It's like every day. So it's
Yeah,
like
it's nonstop.
if
Just ideas back and forth.
yeah, so if you're not on, I don't know, if you're not on that wave, then I don't know what to tell you. Like I don't mean to be rude, but it's like if you aren't willing to put in the work, then who is, bro?
Yeah,
Who
if you're
is?
not if you're
You
not
know what
going
I'm
to
saying?
invest in yourself, no one's going to.
100%, man. It's like I don't know. I see artists all the time. I talk to artists all the time that are like, I'm just, I'm meant to blow up, bro. Like I'm gonna be on after this record, and I'm just sitting
Yeah.
there like, that's great, but like, what's your plan to do so? And they're like, I don't know, man. It's just heat, and I'm just like,
Is it
man,
though?
like,
Is it
I'm just
though?
like, I'm just sitting there like, dude, like, you don't even know, man. You got to go back to the drawing board, bro. Like, you have to, you know.
There's a million great artists, but you can never be the greatest artist of all time if nobody knows you're the greatest artist of all time.
100%, 100%. You can believe that you are, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying?
You're supposed to.
Yeah, self-belief is amazing and great. Like I will never knock somebody for saying like I'm the greatest of all time, but it's like if you don't have the fruits in your basket and you're not like actually working towards that, then I'm like, well, how can you even say that if you're not putting the work in towards it?
100%. Speaking of marketing, I do have a one little new thing that I just found out that's working that I would like to tell people to maybe try for themselves.
Hmm.
So what I did is I made a Spotify playlist and an Apple Music playlist. I put the same songs in both one. I sprinkled a few of mine in there alongside like other bigger ones. And
Yeah,
I took a little clip of one of the like bigger songs that's on the playlist, put the audio to it, and ran it to a Facebook and Instagram stories ad. And
yeah,
in about a month, in spending $5 a day on Facebook ads, I've grown that playlist to like 2,300 people.
crazy.
So if
Crazy.
to people out there that are like listening to it, like find other artists that are like you. I know everybody's
Yeah.
like, well, I'm the only me. We know, but find other
It's
people who
like,
are in
yeah.
find other
It's
people
like,
who
come
are
on.
like in your fucking lane, put it on a
Yeah, for
playlist,
sure.
run some story ads to it, and see if it can get you some extra listeners. Because what I've noticed is it's boosting the saves too, which for people who know what
Yeah.
Spotify algorithm is, that's huge for discovery on there.
Yeah, man. That's the one thing that I'm always telling people is like I've talked to so many people all the time where it's like I got 100K streams, but I got 20 saves, and I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, those are bot plays, dude. Like you're getting robbed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
they're
it's
not
like
even
just
fucking real.
watch. What I'm saying, just watch for the save count. I mean, save count is everything on Spotify. Like if you're getting actual real saves, and you know that it's a real ass person, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a real ass person is saving you to their library and downloading it. So it's like that's the one thing for Spotify, man. I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with Spotify. You know
Dude,
it.
fucking
I talk to you.
same.
I talk to you about it every day. Like it's just, I mean, I do love Spotify because it's a great discovery tool, but it's like at the same time, man, it's just it's so messed up because there's so much industry behind the scenes bullshit going on. So it's like, I don't know.
There really is. It's
It's just I don't know. I don't want to be that guy, but it's like, bro, like when you do more numbers than an industry cat and you still don't get the industry, you know,
you don't get the
check-in
nod.
box, it's like, oh my God, dude, are you joking? It's like crazy to me. But I mean, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
You still doing numbers without the nods.
That's what I'm saying. Eventually, they're gonna have to notice. You know what I'm saying? Eventually.
It's either they notice or you put them on blast.
Yeah, which I'm okay with either way. I don't care. I mean, I will expose whoever, bro. You know me. I don't care,
Dog, speaking of exposing, you see that Joyner Lucas and Karen Civil shit?
bro. Dude, I laughed actually when I read that whole thread. Like it was so, dude. It's just like one of those situations where I was like, "Yup," like it was
Literally.
because it's like a lot of people don't see the behind the scenes sprinkled stuff that goes on. So for that to just like come to light, I was just like, oh my God, dude, like this is a perfect example of like
What
madness. You know what I mean?
what fucking artists deal with when they're trying to get on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Said he put his last 60K in there and she went on vacation with it. Bro.
Yeah. Dude, but like think about it. It's like even on a lower scale as artists from whatever town and you're doing, let's say you got, less than 3,000 followers or something, or like subscribers or whatever, and you're doing like 10,000 streams, whatever, and then somebody reaches out to you and they say, well, dude, I can help you out for 5K. And you spend the five. I've known people who have just done this. I'm not gonna say their name because I'll make them feel bad, but it's like they spend
Put him on
5,000
blast.
on. Nah, I can't. But it's like they spend 5K on a marketing company or like 10K even, or like a collab, and then it's like you get screwed over, bro. You get screwed over by that. It's like you still don't go anywhere, and that's why I'm like, just do it yourself, bro. Just do it
Literally.
yourself. Like
Yeah, you get
it's
screwed over enough times, you're like, I gotta just find a way to do it myself. And
yeah,
it's actually fucking sad.
it's
But
super sad, dude. It's ridiculously
yeah,
sad. Are you?
I think the
But it's
screw
like,
over thing happened to me one time, like pre when I went to business school. But then, like,
mhm.
because a lot of these kids that are trying to like make it, like, they don't have shit, so they're literally giving you their last fucking dollar.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There, dude. Honestly, like this is the way that I would describe it too, because like, bro, I've been in situations before where I'm a struggling musician, so I totally get it. Like, I had no money in my bank account. I couldn't even put gas in my car. I couldn't even go to the fast food restaurant to get a burger, bro. Like, I
Yeah,
totally get it. And it's like I was spending when I had a good job, I was making good money at Verizon even. And I was literally going to the city to record or like spending monies for, to work with certain producers. And I was literally wasting my money, bro. Like
yeah,
wasting thousands and thousands of dollars. And I just like something clicked in my brain where I was just like, I can't live like this anymore, dude. Like I gotta just do it myself so
yep.
that I don't waste any more of my money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I would just highly recommend to just put in the work, bro. Like it you can plus it's gonna make you appreciate the fruits of your labor 10
Facts.
times more. You're gonna be like, I did this. Like I played this show with this certain person. I literally boosted my catalog 100% in a year. It's like, you get to literally look at that and be like, that was all me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And it's an incredible feeling that way because then you work 10 million times harder than next year. So it's
yeah.
like, I don't know,
And
just
once you
my
see,
thoughts.
yeah, and once you see like your numbers start climbing, it's literally kind of like addicting.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Also, like,
Mm-hmm.
even if you can't do every single thing yourself, like if you can't make beats for yourself or you can't mix for yourself, like you don't always have to pay for that fucking big name person all the time. I used to spend so much dumb money trying to pay for the best producers or the biggest producers, I should say, not even the best because they're not near as good as other people. And then I literally like was like, all right, fuck this. I got to figure out myself. Posted on Facebook one day. I was like, who makes beats? And I think somebody on Facebook tagged you, and I was like, let's do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, bro. I'm telling you, like that's the one thing that I've learned too is like I'm like in a similar situation as you, bro. Except I just like bet on myself with producing kinda and like mixing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I had no connections, nothing whatsoever. And literally I was like, okay, well, I just got to learn how to do this. Like I was like, I know how to play a ton of instruments already, so like what I could probably make beats, like I could probably,
Right.
you know what I mean? So I just like dove deep into everything. And I mean, the 10,000 hour rule, in my opinion, bro, it's 50,000 hours because I'm like 10,000 hours is great, but it's like I personally, bro, there was days where I'd be in the studio from like, or in my room just practicing from like sun up to sundown to sun up the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, it's just constant, constant, constant. And I think a lot of people don't realize, or maybe they do realize, but like if you want to make it in this industry, you have to sacrifice pretty much everything. You know what I mean? Pretty much every single little piece of you. So if you're not willing to, then I don't know if this is the road for you. You know what I'm saying?
100%. The amount of summers that my skin didn't see an ounce of sun, my shit was white.
I get it, dude. I totally understand, but it's like you have to sacrifice because it's like you're at training camp for a sport.
Yep.
Like you just have to be there every day, like you're literally going to work and like putting in that time. You have to treat it like that. You know what I mean?
100%. So your first record that popped off, like really popped off, was Two Face, right?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
So like how exactly did that go viral?
So essentially it was because this honestly it was like the YouTube community really blew it up. So I'm like super into Japanese culture and like Korean culture and all. Yeah, I've always been into it since I was a little kid. And I would follow these YouTube channels who would create like anime paintings and like, little animation snippets and stuff. And literally, dude, I was just super random. One day I was on YouTube and I got a recommended video from an animator. So I watched it and it was sick. So
Mm-hmm.
like I followed them and I literally just put out Two Face. And I was like, Two Face would be so sick for an idea. And I actually didn't even think they would respond to me. And I like DM'd them on Instagram. I don't even know, bro. I'm not a big Instagram person, but like I didn't have a lot of followers at all. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I was just like, hey, if you use my song, I would love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to. I'm just throwing it out there. I think I'd be super sick for a video. And then, dude, a week later, I saw a video that they made with my song, and I was like, no way, this is sick. But it like after that, bro, it was a snowball effect because literally like that one video just like triggered everything. It was like every Japanese animator and anime channel used it after that, like literally.
That shit,
And
yeah, I've seen it. Like, you type in Jake Daniels and everything is fucking everywhere.
yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's like, I don't know, man. Two Face really, honestly, bro, Two Face was like my last resort record. That's what I call it because I was in a really dark place at that time, mentally and emotionally. And I was really struggling. And I was like, I'm just going to put out this song because it's real to me. I don't want to make any more, you know, bubblegum pop records at this
Right.
time. I really just want to make a very vulnerable, dark record.
Something that felt like
And
you at the time.
exactly, dude. And I just worked, bro. Like that's why I always say, like we talk about it too, like being yourself and like betting
Yes.
on yourself is like the best thing ever because like you might be literally sitting on your greatest song and you feel a certain way about it because it's sad or it's like emotional or like, it's not necessarily your style at the time, but
Right.
it's like that might be the one that like really jolts you. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of times those darker, deeper records will be the records that people like cling to you with, you know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
those.
they become super fans in a
Mm-hmm.
day because they're like I can relate to this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that the radio records are always great. They're always going to like expand your net, but things that are going to get people to come to your shows are those darker records.
Yeah, dude, I totally agree with you, man. And that's why like me and you, we've worked on full length albums, but we have that cinematic record that's like literally will make you cry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like you have the pop joints that you want to dance to and have fun to and like jam out and mosh pit and all that, but then you still get like the strings and the cello and you like really giving your soul out there.
Yeah, dog. The cinematic interlude for the projects we do together has become a staple.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro, it's literally like when we make cinematic songs, it's my favorite thing ever in the world. Like, I literally just love it so much because like I don't I don't know a lot of people that even do it. Like I couldn't
Uh-uh.
tell you. I couldn't find anything that sounds like that anywhere.
Yeah,
So it's like,
I don't know any two songs that exist that are like cinematic, like "You Are Okay" or "Love Me Through It."
nah, me neither. Me, there isn't any, bro. Like there,
But dog,
I've
that's the shit
I've
for
looked.
like for my listeners. They save all the time and they go back to like repeatedly. Like you see it popping up, like those ones get streamed in the same locations over and over again by the same people. Like that's the
Yep.
shit that people come out to shows.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's like you don't know that they're gonna resonate with people because you think it's like super vulnerable, but it's like,
Mm-hmm.
dude, those are the ones where people are like, I am totally in tune with what you're saying right now.
Right. And I think like one of the things like we gotta you and I like should address to people because it's a very common thing in the music industry is artists with like mental health battles
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's
shit.
crazy.
Like
It's crazy, bro.
fun fact, like have you ever seen the stat or the maybe it's a stat, I don't the fact that the dopamine high of an artist performing on stage is the highest dopamine high and higher than any drug that you can get on the market.
Yeah, bro. And it's like, it makes total sense, dude. It makes total sense. When you're on stage, you're in a different world, bro. Like you're in a different, whole entire different atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's and like the amount of slack people get for like chasing like a music dream into their like later years or like even still performing when they're old. But there's literally not a fucking thing like that. And then that also like that's a big reason why artists fall into like addictions and really like deep depressive states because they are constantly chasing after that high again.
Oh, yeah, I agree. It's, and I mean, dude, like at the end of the day, like it makes sense because like you're one person, right? I mean, unless you're a band, but if you're a single artist, like, and you're on stage and tons of, say even 30 people, 20 people are looking at you and singing your words.
Yeah.
That's immense, dude. Like 20 people. Now imagine 5,000, 10,000. That's crazy, dude. Like
Right.
that's nuts.
Like imagine like that literally is 5 to 10,000 people completely in tune and in sync with your create something you created.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
That
there's
energy transfer is unreal.
unreal, bro. And it's live in person right there in that moment. And I don't think there's many things in life that equate to that. Like
No.
you can't get that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like people can call it like hippy dippy shit all they want, but like the amount of auras and chakras that are all in sync at the same time,
Yeah.
that's like not that's not a thing that can ever be matched. And I think that's why a lot of artists I think people start an artistry journey because they're like has some like something to say or something that they're like really
Yeah.
gifted in to begin with, but then they fall into the pits of that because of that high.
Yeah, 100%, dude. It's like every musician I've ever met has started a journey because their love for music, you know what I'm saying? Mostly every single let me rephrase that, mostly.
A
There's
lot
some
some
people.
people are chasing fame
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I
or
mean,
chasing girls or something.
yeah, like 98% of rappers from Elmira are cloud chasers. I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, dude. It's the flat out truth. But it's like, it's for people like me or you or people that I've met like Bo or Justin or like people that are in the inner circle mostly are like really in it because they love making music and they
Yes.
really like they fell in love with it. You know what I'm saying? And then people like me and you, we've experienced the industry, so like we understand that like it shifts to a certain degree. Like you
All the
still love
time.
music, you still love it, and you're still like in love with it. But you do, at least for me, man, I've not fallen out of love with music. but I have been like, I need to get back to point A because I'm
Yes.
way too far over here in point B. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I think there's two things to be said about that. Like one side, like for me, like I have drifted away from like there's times where I'm like, oh, I fucking love doing this again. Then there's other times I find myself like falling in love with the business side of it.
Yeah.
Like I really do like I've found a passion for like actually marketing and wanting to market like other artists and help other artists like obtain that goal of
Yeah.
being able to live off their music. And I think another thing is like my love for music and my aspirations in music have changed. I think like
Yeah. Yeah.
when I first started out, like I wanted to be the biggest fucking artist on earth.
As we all do. Yeah.
And then now I'm just like, I want to have a solid base of people that like connect with me and like I can do this as a fucking living and make really good fucking money, but I can still go out in public and have my fucking peace. You know, I still
Right,
want
right,
I
right.
want to I want to be able to go out and take shots with my friends at a dive bar.
Yeah, man. And there's nothing wrong with that, dude. It's like that's how it is. I think a lot of like, especially since we're older, since we're not like 18, 19. I think at 18, 19, me and you are probably like, I'm gonna be the greatest in the whole entire world. You know what I'm
Oh, I was
saying?
a fuck boy.
Yeah, same, same. I was like, dude, like no one touches me, whatever. But it's like, since we're older now, we've started to realize that like desires start to shift and you start to really want different things, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I mean, for me, man, it's I always wanted to literally like be the biggest. And then when I met my wife, everything changed. I was like, okay, now I want to have a family. Now I want to be
Yeah.
married. Now I just want to be financially stable so that I can still do what I love, but so that I can provide for, the people that
Yep.
I actually love. And
That's
people will call you corny. People will be like, yo, you lost sight. But it's like, I didn't though. It's like
no.
now I have
I
now
gained
I have a new
perspective.
sight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gained
exactly.
perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the same thing for me. Like, I mean, my desire to like be a household name like shifted like after my first tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then like now I'm just like I got a girl and my girl's got a kid and I'm like I'm trying to like provide and like give us financial freedom to where we don't have to fucking schedule our lives around a fucking job.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, bro. That's like, I mean, my thing, dude, is like, so Lauralee and I both own our own businesses and stuff, and honestly, she was the one who taught me how to even run a business, bro. So it's like, meeting someone like that from the get-go when she had a normal job and everything, and she was working, the regular job, and then she shifted one day into that.
Yeah.
I was able to like learn from it, and I was able to literally apply it to my own situation. So it's like, I don't know. I always say that like, if you are going to do it on your own, that's great. But
Yes.
if you have someone that pushes you further than you might push yourself, that's even better. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. It's a driving factor and also like I've had those jobs where you make fucking great money, but you're literally there all day, every day. Like
Yeah,
right
and you're
now,
miserable. You're miserable, bro.
100%. Right now, like literally, I can live and pay my shit and put money away and still invest in my music by doing just music and fucking Grubhub.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And, and that's like,
I don't even got a Grubhub full time.
right. It's like, that's a beautiful, it's freedom, bro. It's
Yeah,
freedom. That's really the word. It's like, that's how I feel too. It's like, I I could, give it up tomorrow and be like, let me engineer for the rest of my life. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? I could give up the artistry and engineer for the rest of my life, but it's like,
You better not.
that I wouldn't, but like that that freedom of like being able to like get up in the morning. I still get up super early, like I'm going to a regular job and sit at my computer
Yep.
because like for me, I do love it, but it is still my job. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
It is still like I have to do this or I will become stagnant. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Dude, before we get into the next topic, how surreal was it the first time you could pay a bill with music money?
Insane. Insane, dude. Insane, bro. Like insane. Cause I went from one extreme to the other extreme. Cause it was
Yeah,
literally like I was broke. I mean broke, like to the point where I was like it was very difficult.
yeah,
So when it was really like when you know, not even when I started my business. I was doing okay with my business still, but it was still like the feeling of like counting my money to make sure that I had it for bills.
yeah.
So I still wasn't financially free at that point. But then when Two Face took off and I saw these like royalty statements coming in, and I was like, oh, I don't have to worry about my bills for the next 3 months. What? Like this is crazy. You know
We
what I mean?
balling.
It was like you're right. It's like you feel like I could go to the restaurant with three of my homies and we could order drinks and I could pay for it. So it's like I don't know, dude. It was literally like the best feeling in the world because like after that, man, I knew that I had to like fully press forward. I was like,
Right,
okay, I've proved to myself that I can do it. Now it's time to tap in and really do it. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, and like for me, like when I stopped treating it like a party and started treating it like a business, everything fucking changed.
Dude, that's really that's like what I just said. Like you wake up, you treat it as a job, you'll be
Yep.
successful, bro. You will if you're good. I mean, if you suck, then you won't. But
Right.
but if you're good enough and you just keep developing yourself, you will get there. Like you will, 100%.
1000%. And like also there we make our music money a little bit different ways. Like
Definitely.
I get a lot of mine through like merch sales, like a little bit online, but not as much as like live shows. And like
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
you've grown yours pretty fucking big, like really fucking big, like through the internet. And like I've done mine like groundwork through tours and like retaining fans that way. And both are equally as
Yeah,
effective. But like with that being said,
yes.
do you have do you have shows lined up? Do you plan on doing some shows soon?
Yeah, so I do. I do. I can't say dates until I actually have them like solid, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I can say that like I do have a tour lined up with another act that's going to be super sick. They're literally almost identical production style to what I do. So it's going to be awesome.
Sick.
And I'm just doing like, you know, I'm doing international touring first because that's just where my listener base is, bro. Like it's simple and plain. Like
Should I go get should I go get my
I
passport?
couldn't. You should probably should. You probably should. You probably should. But people are always funny when I say that. Like when I've told some people, they've been like, "Oh, like why don't you do U.S. stuff?" And like I do plan on doing U.S. stuff, but I have to cater to that listener base. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
One, you have to show love to the people who put you fucking on.
Yes. Yes.
Like literally and two, like two people out here who like might look at you funny for that. The money's overseas.
Yeah, it is. That
The
is. They
the
actually buy your stuff, bro.
Yeah, the
Like,
US music market is so oversaturated. And I'm like not trying to be like sound like jaded or
mhm.
like negative about it here because like let me reword that. Part of the US market is oversaturated. Like I played shows in like New York City or LA and like the bigger cities, and it's hit or miss if people come out. Whereas if you go to the
Yeah.
Midwest and play shows, the Midwest rides for you because they don't get as much music to them. But the
Yeah.
but the reason that the overseas market is so one loyal and too big is because they don't get those big artists over there.
Nah, not at all. Not
Like
at all.
like the US music market has been fucking massive and everybody's wanted to be fucking superstar since out like before Elvis.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think like overseas, like one, they don't have access to all the same platforms as we do. And like we have YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Pandora, all that shit. A lot of times overseas they
Yeah.
just have YouTube. And they
Yeah. They just I think overseas, man, they tap into a different, like, I don't know what it is, but
I,
like with Japan or Korea or Germany or something, they literally look at you like, oh my God, like they're
yeah,
from this place, they're
yeah,
massive. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even have to be that massive. So it's
right.
like,
And
I
like
don't know. It's a different thing, bro.
and also like not to like shit talk like one culture versus another or like be like political about it, but like a lot of times in here in the US, you get people who are trying to be artists and people look at you like you're a bum. Like, oh, he's an artist, get a real job type
Yeah.
bullshit. Whereas like overseas, it really does seem like
So true.
anything that you do for your hustle like is a job, and people like love music and don't look at look at art as art, and they look at art as real work.
Yes.
They look at art as real
Yes.
work. And somewhere
Hmm.
along the line, the US got that twisted where art's not a real job. You can't be a painter. You can't be a musician. That's not real work. You can't be an athlete. You shouldn't get paid that much.
Yeah, man. And it's like, I still deal with that, and I'm sure you do too. It's
All the
like,
fucking time.
when I tell people, like, dude, I've been at so many places where I tell people like, yeah, I make money off of YouTube. They literally look at me like I'm like nuts. they're like,
Yeah.
they're like YouTube? Like, what are you talking about, dude?
You mean
It's
you
like,
don't have to go fucking clock in?
yeah, it's like this weird like alien like, dude, it's crazy. And like, I went to one of our friends' houses in the South, and I literally, like, he was so baffled that I like sat him down and showed him like the full rundown royalties, and he was just like, this exists, like I didn't even know. You know what I
Right.
mean? So like I feel like here we have sight of that. We have lost sight of like the creatives actually making money and doing things for themselves.
Yeah.
Whereas like overseas, they have not lost that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have not lost that atmosphere.
No, and I think like over here, like we've again, not to be like political or anything on here. I feel like over here we've lost sight of actually enjoying life.
Yeah. Yep.
I I
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I think over here they look at it as like if you're not working your fucking life away, you're not shit.
Yeah. You're nothing. You're nothing.
But
It's like,
fun fact, we work probably 16 hours a fucking day.
I know, dude. It is crazy, and it's like, I'm not trying to flex or anything, but it's like I've talked to rich people that I'm more rich than, and I'm literally sitting there like, you are the most stuck up like individual I've ever met in my life, and I'm around humble people that make more money than you. Like, this is
Right.
so weird. It's so
Mm-hmm.
backwards. Like, it's so backwards, bro. It's like, I'm the CEO of a company and da 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 da. And what are you? You make money off of YouTube. You're nothing. You know what I mean? It's like,
Literally.
what?
Whereas like the
It's like,
people who are like CEOs of companies like who have millions of fucking dollars and they're still absolutely fucking miserable. But I know people who live off
yeah,
$26,000 a year making music who are the happiest people I've ever met.
super happy, bro. Super happy. And it's
Like,
like, I think it's a culture thing. It's like, it's become normal, and because it's become normal, people just view it as such. Whereas like, I was just having a conversation, I think yesterday, with someone who was literally telling me they're a musician, and they're like, dude, I'm about to get a job at McDonald's and stack my bread and like save up for marketing. And I literally told them, I was like, that's sick.
that's
That's
smart.
sick. Do your thing, like get the job, save up, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And
100%. Put that money back into
whereas
your shit.
Whereas though, if you said that to a like rich entitled person, they would be like, "Oh my God, McDonald's! Like, I can't talk to you." Like, you know what I mean?
Actually, I don't a rich entitled person, yes, but I don't think if you said that to a rich person, they would look at you funny.
You don't think so?
I think if you said that to middle
A middle class.
a middle class
Yeah.
person, they're gonna be like, oh, you work at
Yeah.
McDonald's, you have minimum skills, you don't deserve to be
Yes.
fucking paid.
No, you're so right, bro. It really is the middle class. It is.
But a fucking rich person is gonna be like, all right, invest in yourself, start your business.
Yeah, like
A
yeah,
happy rich
totally.
person, a happy rich person.
Yeah,
That's
yes,
what.
a
That's why I
happy.
said you were right when you said entitled.
Yeah. It's like, if you talk to like Warren Buffett or somebody who's like really just loving their life, or like even whoever, bro, it's like they're gonna tell you like, yeah, go for it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's
dude.
like, I don't know, dude. It's all backwards. It's all backwards.
And like it's backwards in like music too. Like there's people who are fucking have 15 monthly listeners on Spotify, and you ask them to collab, and they're gonna try to charge you. Whereas,
Yeah.
whereas like
uh,
the guest on the podcast in a few weeks is worth a lot of fucking money, and literally all I did was send them a Twitter DM, be like, "You don't do a podcast?" And they said, "Yeah." And I was like, just like that, like you need to be paid or anything? He's like, "No, I just don't say no to opportunities." Or said like, "I don't say no to things. They just say yes all the
yeah.
fucking time."
See what I mean? It's because they know their worth and they're comfortable. Like
Yeah,
they're like, I'm down to do whatever, you know what I mean? And that's like, dude, I'm not trying to put the local scene on blast from where we're from, but like I've gotten so
do it. I'll
many
do it with you.
weird I've gotten so many weird messages from people like that have been like, yeah, bro, like I want you on this track, book the studio time down here, so like book it for me so I could get you on a track. And
Yeah,
I'm like, wait, this doesn't make sense. Like, shouldn't you book the time for me because I'm on the collab? Like, this is,
right.
yeah. And then it's like, if I say no, if I'm like, oh, this isn't my vibe, then it becomes this whole ordeal where it's like, yeah, bro, well, you were trash anyway. I didn't even
Ex-
want you on the joint. And
Dude,
I'm like, wait,
exactly. Hold
I'm
up,
like,
what?
what? I'm like, why'd you ask me then? Like, why'd you ask me? And I really do believe that it's like clout chasing. It's
Oh,
like
100%.
if someone sees you being successful at something, they're going to ask you something. And if you say no and they have an ego, like a super large ego, they're going to immediately get offended and be like, all right, well, forget you then, bro. Forget
Yeah,
you. Like, I didn't even like you anyway. And you're just
literally.
sitting there like, what is wrong with you? Like,
Yeah,
what is
you
wrong with you?
approached me, dog.
Yeah. And it's like, I think we just like pride our work so much and all that we've done, right? It's like
Yeah,
all that we've accomplished in the list of accolades, where it's like we don't want to work with people that we don't personally like. And it's like
right.
that's okay. That's
Yeah,
okay.
it's
You know what
it's
I
fine.
mean?
Or like when people send you songs and you're like, yeah, like if you got something, like send it to me. Like maybe I'll hop on it if I like it. And you're like, this personally isn't for me. And then they get
Yeah.
butthurt about it. That doesn't mean
So
I don't want to do something with you. Just fucking send me a different record.
yeah, exactly, bro. It's like maybe that song is just not for me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Like a lot of
And
times, like what I've like switched my approach to, like if I don't know you, I'll probably charge for a feature.
yeah,
But if I do know
yeah,
you and I fuck with you, I won't even fucking charge. We'll just chalk it up to a royalty split or something, you know? And we can talk it
yeah,
out
and
after the song's done.
exactly. I was just about to say that. It's like, and we're gonna figure out if the song even works before that point. Like we're
Yeah.
gonna figure out if it's like a good move, if we actually like it. Like, and I feel like people who are comfortable with themselves and have self-belief and know that they're okay with their art, like they are not gonna get offended if they record a part and then don't like it, or if someone else does. They're gonna be like,
Dude,
all right, dog, no problem. You know what I mean?
exactly. Like, have you ever listened to or watched the Drink Champs podcast?
Yeah.
I was listening to the one with DJ Khaled the other day, and he was
Mm-hmm.
talking like about like when he first started out, and he was like, when I first started out, I didn't charge nobody for beats. I didn't charge nobody for anything. I didn't charge nobody for studio time because I was so confident in my abilities and my records that when it popped off, I was gonna own my publishing. I was gonna own
Yes.
I was gonna own my mechanicals, and we can split that up because I want to make money with my friends. So if we're
Yeah,
making
bro.
good music, that shit's gonna last and that shit's gonna work for us anyways. And
A hundred.
ultimate
Yes.
And ultimately, and literally, like if you do it that way, the money that and it blows up, the money you make off your mechanicals and your publishing and everything is going to be more than that initial charge was going to be.
Yeah, it's like, but people don't think that though.
Yeah.
People are so uncomfortable and insecure with their craft that they don't even believe in themselves that it's going to blow up.
100%.
They'll tell you that they do. They'll tell you, oh, I'm gonna blow up tomorrow, but inside the insecurity is literally screaming, I'm not good enough. You know what I mean? So, and like, dude, literally yesterday I got a check from BMI from your stuff. So it's like, if it literally yesterday. So it's like, if you,
you're welcome.
because we had, yeah, right. Because we had that site where it's like, okay, I'm going to make money in the future off this. No big deal. You know what I mean?
Right.
And me, dude, I told you from the jump, bro, like, I'm not even concerned. Like,
right.
we're doing it for the craft, and if it does make us that amount of money, cool. If it doesn't, cool.
We were gonna do it anyway.
It's like we were gonna drop the record anyway. Like, there's no problem. So it's like, I just think a lot of people are super insecure, and if you are, then it's time to go back to the drawing board, bro. Like, it's time to go back to the drawing board.
If you're insecure, you got to work on your confidence before anything fucking else, because like back to like that whole like performing on stage is the highest dopamine, and people like a lot of people like fall into the addictions with shit with this. Like, look at it, like think about it in that same aspect, because you're gonna have that massive high on stage. You're gonna have, unfortunately, in the music scene, drugs are gonna be readily available to you, so there's that peer pressure fucking factor of it, and then you're gonna have a million people in your comments playing with your emotions both sides.
Yeah, bro. And that's it's, you have to be okay with that. You have to say to yourself, like, if this is either for me or it's not for me.
Right.
And you have to choose, you have to pick a side of the fence. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Side note, before we get into other topics, I gotta ask, what do you use on your beard, bro?
So, dude, I've been growing it out for a little bit. And then I started using, so I was getting, like, patches and all that. I had patches and stuff. And I started using
this. I got fucking patches. I can't grow it full like that. I'm like, what do you use?
Yeah, so I started using this beard oil. I'll send it to you like probably this week or something. But I started using this beard oil that like regenerates hair growth, and it literally has worked so well, bro. Like, it's growing in full. Like, I don't have to worry about the patches. You know what I mean? So
I'm gonna need to get me
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. You might need it, but I did, dude. I went to the barber, and he was like, yeah, like, you got like a mini spot in the back of your head. I was like, nah, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that, dude.
No.
Like,
dog, don't
yeah,
feel bad.
bro.
My hair's turning gray already, hence the hat.
Dude, that's same for me. Dude, that's why I get my haircut so often, because it literally, like, gray hair will come in.
Dude, that's literally, I have to get my haircut every 2 weeks. That's why the hat today, because I didn't go to the barber today. Fucking
I get it.
Hairs.
I get it. I'm the same way, bro. I'm just like, gray hairs? Are you kidding me right now? But whatever, it is what it is. The ladies love it anyway. They think you're a fox. So,
True,
you know what I'm saying?
Got that silver fox thing.
Yo.
What's up, guys?
What's happening, bro?
No, and I actually had to go to work this morning. A whole fiasco, but I got like 20 minutes, so I'm gonna give you guys all the time I can.
Okay, bro. I already know, bro. The beard's looking good right now. What's happening,
dude? I just got it shaped up yesterday. I'm trying to get this shit down to here, man.
Bro,
me
too.
What are you talking about,
dude? I'm trying to. We're the same person, bro. I'm trying to like grow it right to here, right to there, bro.
It's crazy because the like, what would you consider the hairstyle you're rocking right now? Like a pompadour?
Yeah, pompadour. Yep, it's definitely like a pompadour. Yep.
Mark, where the fuck you going?
So like, I have to go to work. I got like 20 minutes. So like, literally right now, I'm growing my hair out to have an undercut.
Oh yeah, it'll be sick. It'll be sick, bro. It'll be sick.
Welcome, Bobby, into the fucking chat. Finally decided to wake up today.
Hey, who else gonna put the work in, baby?
Oh, I love it.
Jake, what are your thoughts on because we just talked a lot about YouTube, and like obviously that's a video platform that does a lot, and The new one, it's been around for a minute now, but what are your thoughts on TikTok?
Use it
Yeah.
100%. Like, it's not even a question. I mean,
Two-Face did quite a bit on there, right?
yeah, Two Face did well on there, but that was more luck, though, I would
Fair.
say. It was like luck of the draw. Like, one female posted a makeup video and then 500 more did. You know what I mean?
Fair.
Whereas, like, in my opinion, if you're posting the videos yourself, you can blow up. You know what I mean?
Right. So like when you got the luck of the draw with Two-Face on there, was that a US market girls doing that, or was that still in that same overseas markets?
So the first girl that posted it was from the UK.
Okay.
She's from London. So it was a mixture of UK market and US
Okay.
mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty dope.
Yeah, it was super random, bro. But I truly believe that TikTok is a great tool, but
agree.
I will say that it is extremely random. Like, you don't know what's gonna pop and what's not. You know what I'm saying?
You literally can't predict it. I will say, like,
Yeah.
even if you're not doing massive fucking numbers on TikTok, like my TikTok videos only average like 200 to 300 plays, but I've still like seen like because you can look into your analytics on there just like you can everything else, and I've seen
Yeah.
like the analytics from the songs I post and the locations trickle over into my Spotify and Apple plays.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I think every comment, every follow, like, even if it's 1, 2, 3 that you get is important. Like, it doesn't matter how many it is, it just matters that it's there, you know?
100%. I would like to know your thoughts on like because like I said before, like we grew our fan bases completely differently. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on like the importance of playing live shows?
I think they're essential. I think
Yeah.
they're definitely 1,000,000% essential. Like, you can't not do live shows and be super successful. Like, you can't. It's just, you can't. You have to perform because, like we were talking about earlier, people want to get that feeling where it is like you and them are having a deep connection.
Right.
You cannot get that when you're playing the song on Spotify in your car. You just can't.
100%.
I mean, you can't. Like, it
No.
doesn't work.
When was because obviously the pandemic hit, so playing live's been iffy for a lot of people. When's the last time you did a show?
Oh my God, dude. Probably maybe the beginning of 2020
Damn.
or the end of 2019, maybe even.
Damn.
It's been super long, bro. Super, super long.
I want to know what like a JD show is like. Are you playing your instruments out there? Are you just solely
Yes.
singing? You doing all the
No,
above?
all of the above, brother. Like, I was telling somebody this the other day. Like, I grew up like playing with bands and stuff, so it's
Hell yeah.
like I can't not have an instrument on me, or else I am uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to have a guitar on me or playing something, trumpet, piano, whatever it is. Like, I have to be playing something, and I enjoy. Like, I can break out a guitar solo. You know what I'm saying? It makes the most sense for me to have something.
Yeah, I mean those JD guitar solos are moments in every fucking record. Although I gotta say, I haven't heard a ball out guitar solo on a JD record in a minute.
I mean, it's coming. it's coming, bro. I got something in the works right now.
I'm intrigued. Do I get a little sneak peek?
Yeah, I'll send it to you for sure. I'll send it to you when I gotta finish the mix and master for it pretty soon. But once I have it done, I'll send it.
Hell yeah. And so there's this always like because your first blow up was off of like the virality of YouTube and shit.
Yeah.
A lot of people these days do go viral, but it's not like they don't either know how to sustain it or like don't have the know-how to sustain it or like just don't capitalize on it. What would you say like is the hardships of sustaining virality? I can't fucking talk.
I mean, virality is like, it's almost like a code. And I mean, you're not gonna hit it every time. So it's like you just have to, like we were saying earlier, you just have to keep pumping out records because like you really don't know what's going to hit and what's not going to. So the
Right.
best advice I could give on virality is just to pump out as many records as possible that are like something you really believe in, because one of them will trigger it. You know what I mean? One at least will trigger the virality. It's just, but I will also say, bro, like it's very random. It's very, very random. Like that's, I think there is ways to like market yourself and plan, of course, but it's just all up to the luck of the draw, man. It's all up to the fan base you're catering to and to those people. If they grab the record and they do something with it, wonderful. If they don't, on to the next one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some records will just sit better with people than others will.
Yeah.
So for you, like, and I see this like with upcoming artists all the fucking time. They're always like, I gotta one up those numbers. And I think that's the goal as an artist, is to one up yourself all the fucking time. Right?
Yeah.
And I know you and I go back and forth with the thoughts in our head of like trying to one up ourselves on the numbers, but it's very easy to get discouraged in that.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah. It's,
what do you personally do like when you're seeing the numbers and you're like, is this gonna top this? Is this gonna top this? Like, how do you talk yourself down from that mind state?
I don't. I literally don't, bro. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like, I have a really hard time with it. I struggle with it wildly. It's, I think I've almost become numb to numbers because, you know, I'm not even trying to like be egotistical, but like you get on YouTube and you type in my name and there's 40 million plus views on stuff. It's like, when seeing so much of that, you almost are like, okay, well, when's the next 2 million view video? Like, never. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it becomes like you get jaded because you're not constantly getting those numbers.
Yeah.
So for a long time for me after Two Face, it was extremely difficult because I would look at all that Two Face was doing and my other songs are like half of it or a quarter of it, or they just don't like go up to par. And I'm sitting here getting depressed because I'm like, is this my one sensation? Like, will I never live up to this again? You know what I mean? But it's like I started to realize like the more records I put out, the more chance I have at making something that's bigger. You know what I mean? And that's
100%.
really it. Like that's why I've taken the approach to singles, because I've done so many singles that I feel like singles have the chance to live
Yeah.
and to kind of catch. And I think albums do too, but I feel like singles have a better chance with the culture that we live in today, where people are so one track mind. So that it's like, you know, a 2 minute, 3 minute song might be better than a 10 to 20 project album right now. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I think it's like, because we take separate approaches to that.
Mark's on mute. He was saying something.
Oh yeah, you're on mute, bro.
I said society today has a very, very short attention span. It's like 8 seconds or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's very short.
Yeah, and Mark.
I don't know, like what's your guys' approach on like numbers and stuff? Do you feel that like I do? Like, do you feel jaded to a certain degree where you're like, damn, I didn't do that. Like, what's wrong with me?
I do. Like, I think like because I have tracks that have not done the numbers that yours have done, but like I'll have tracks like fucking Stay will knock it out of my top 5.
Yeah.
And
Like I feel the same way. Like, what's that, right?
I was gonna say, like, I think it's like because of the way we built our fan bases and the way we like release content. Like you do the singles game, I do a lot of projects, and I think like I get the like negative self-talk more so like when it comes to like, because I see the love and the merch sales and the people that come out to shows.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why isn't this translating to the same amount of numbers on streaming and shit?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Or like if it does translate to the same amount of numbers, I'm like, okay, so how do I like branch and combine the shows and the streaming? I'm always like trying to like bring everything together so I get everything working at once. Because there's times where I have streaming working fucking great, and then
Yeah.
I'm not getting like the shows, or I'll have shows working and riding really fucking solid, and the streams suffer. So
Right.
I struggle with getting the balance of getting everything to work at the same time.
Right. How do you feel, Bobby? Like, what's your outlook on it?
On numbers and shit,
Yeah.
mine used to be similar to yours, I would say. But until I started realizing that some of my best music that I enjoyed making was some of my lowest charting and like lowest viewed or heard songs, it kind of like made me like rethink the whole approach to like, why is it that my like most popular music, like my most popular song today is Clockwork, which is a banger. Like I love that song and I had fun making it, but like that I wouldn't say that that's 100% the music that I'd love to make.
Got you.
You know, so like seeing that has such high numbers, and like take for instance like the North, like that is like nowhere near touching Clockwork's numbers, but I feel that song's better, me personally. So like when I start like
so do I.
Yeah, you know, like, and so when I start looking at numbers, I can easily feel myself being like, oh, you know, like, is this that, or is that this? Is this a reason for that? But like at the end of the day, it's just like, I don't know. I transitioned from worrying about fuck how good is this song gonna do to fuck how good do I feel about this song when I'm putting it out.
That's a good
like,
outlook to have.
You know, like if I feel great about a song, like dude, for instance, like Right Here. I think Right Here like dropped 2 weeks ago, and I think it only has like 50 plays. And it's like, whatever. I know it's gonna catch on. I can actually start putting it in front of people's faces, and I'm happy about that work. But like, I want to say I necessarily feel disappointed or any sort of like, oh, this didn't live up to expectations or anything, because it's like, I don't know, like, look at it. All of us been in this game a decade, at least. And look at all the numbers that we've looked at in the last decade. And
that's very true.
You know,
that's very true.
I think
that's a good perspective to have.
100%. And I think it's like you said, we've been doing it for so long. Like you said too, it's like I think we get numb to it to a certain extent.
It's hard not to get lost.
Yeah, but one of the things I've noticed with like the separate like release strategies, like because you two both release a lot of singles, and I release a lot of projects, and like even when I did the weekly singles, like when we did the 2020 like song week, what I've noticed is when I put like in the discovery sense, because you can see where the streams come from when they break down, if it came from the single version, if it came from the album version. When it comes to people discovering it, when people first discover me for the first time, and that first song of mine comes down like their release radar, their Discover Weekly, or it pops up like when I run the Facebook ads, it seems like people will migrate to check out the projects after they're out.
Got you. Okay.
So I look at it as I'm running the long game. The single will do its initial impact. The single will do what it's going to do when it first comes out. But I feel personally, I'm still in a being discovered thing. And also like with the amount of shows and touring I do, typically speaking, people, when they discover me, will go click on the album, as opposed to like, because the albums are the first thing that come up when you type Ryan Bronson in Spotify or Apple Music or Pandora. The albums are the first thing that come up. The singles are all the way at the bottom of all those pages. So they'll click on the albums and they'll stream through the albums. And I think like that connects. I think people cling to a single because of the virality aspect of them. And when they hear them the first time, they're like, I love this song. But I think they like engage with the brand with projects. I think they engage with the artist and like are more willing to commit to like being a fan of this person and buy merch from this person. And also I've noticed that the having a physical project there is a tangible item that they can physically hold tends to be a merch item that you can also market.
Yeah, nah, for sure, bro. And that's the one thing that so when when the label approached me and I initially said to them, let's do a couple singles, and they said to me, no, let's do a project because you have it. I was so iffy about it and like so on the fence. But then I started to think to myself, like we were on a call, and they were explaining to me, they were like, you want to give your fans something like tangible and lasting and
Yes.
like something that they can really live with. And I was like, yeah, nah, you're right. Like, because I've done all these singles, but I haven't given the fans a story, a full storyboard. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
they can run from top to bottom and it makes sense and it's like a movie and it's or a TV series. So it's like when they said that and we really started diving in and like making the EP, I was like, now I understand why Ryan loves this so much because like I fell in love with it immediately, bro. Because I was like, oh my god, I get to make a Netflix series with
Yeah.
like an EP. Like this is sick. You know what I'm
It's a
saying? Like
timestamp that people can revisit.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's important, bro. Like I'm actually almost mad at myself that I didn't do a project sooner. But it's
Nah,
like
don't be, because your method fucking worked, and now the people are going to want to dive into the project.
no, I hear you. I hear you. It's just like I probably could have though, bro, because it's like, you got the Two Face and the Pinky Promise and the show, and they could have all went on a project together. You know what I'm saying?
Still can.
So it's like, yeah, I'm not saying they can't, but it's like, you know, as you know personally, and not many people know, I'm shifting into a different space where it's
Right.
like more my roots, and I've wanted to do it for so long that it's like I don't know how people are going to receive it. I don't know if people are going to receive the EP well because it's so rock based. But it's like, if people don't, bro, hey, man, at least I tried. You know what I'm saying?
I think they will. I think, like, one, like, rock's back in right now, and
Yeah,
two, like, I think people do cling to artists who are being their true self and not trying to be something that they're not.
most def, most def.
Are you comfortable talking about the record deal situation at all, or no?
Oh, yeah, we can talk about it, man. I mean,
Okay.
we could talk. Well, I can't go into like
No, not like,
super specific,
yeah, just
but
like
yeah, I can talk
vagueness
about it.
of it, like more so like about like deals in general.
Yeah, oh, yeah, for sure.
Uh, so like when you, because like doing that kind of numbers, I'm sure you were probably
Hmm.
approached by several record labels, and
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
like even on a production aspect, doing the numbers that you've done on the production side with other people.
Uh-huh.
What kind of things were you looking for in a record label to approach you? Like when they approached you, what kind of things were you looking for them to come at you with? What were you trying to
Um,
retain? What were you trying to get out of them?
But hey, guys, I'm at work right now, so I gotta peace out.
all right,
I
bro.
All right. Sorry I
I
couldn't stay for longer and whatnot. Next episode when we go live, I will make sure that everything's squared away.
I
We got you, dog. We
All right, I'll
got you.
talk to y'all later.
All right, peace. So basically, bro, all right, can you still hear me?
yeah.
So basically, dude, I honestly didn't even, I was totally against labels. I'm just gonna be real. I was totally against labels even when I first started releasing like the new stuff 2.5 years ago. I had no intention of signing to a label, no intention of taking emails from labels, no intention whatsoever of doing anything with any label at all. And that's because I when I was producing a couple years back, I had really negative experiences with some people that were in the industry and doing things with labels.
Sure.
So that jaded me completely. I was like, no way. Labels off limits, like not happening.
Yeah.
But when they when Two Face started going crazy, that's when I started getting the emails like every month or so. And I actually wasn't even paying attention. I wasn't even paying mind to them really because like I was still in that like, deer in the headlights, like super like, nope, I'm not doing it. And then, you know, I really I think I shifted because I had reached a certain point of like, I can't do this mentally by myself anymore,
Sure.
because I was so overwhelmed that I was like having to play. And I know you know how this feels because we've talked about it a million times. It's like where you have to play the manager, the marketer, the artist, the producer, engineer, all these, you have to fill all these hats, and it's literally like taxing so much on you
You're
that
doing the job of 9 different people at once.
yeah, and you literally start to feel like you're falling apart. So it's like when that started happening to me, I knew it was time to let someone else in. I didn't know that that was going to be a label, but I knew that it had to be someone, you know what I mean?
Had to have some form of team
And
around you.
and yeah, like I had known of the label that I'm signed to now for years. Like I had known of them for, probably 3 to 4 years prior. And I didn't know everything about them, like all the details, but I knew that their artists were something that I personally enjoyed, like listening to and all that stuff. So when they approached me, I was very open to conversation.
Sure.
I was like, yes, let's take a phone call. Yes, let's have everybody sit down and talk about this, And I mean, this was at the point, I mean, we're talking this year, bro. Like we're talking months ago. So it's like this was when I've already had the number ones on the charts, and I've already done the 100 million, and I've already sold, I think at the time, Two Face had been, I think it's sold like 80,000 or something. So it's like I had already done this. So it was to the point where I was comfortable. I was like, okay, let's have the talk,
Right.
And yeah, when I was on a phone call with them, man, and they sent me the contracts over, and I had the lawyer look it over, I was like, this would be dumb for me not to do. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? It would be stupid because I'm to the point where I'm overloaded and I can't do everything mentally anymore.
Yeah.
And I need someone to help me. And it's a really good deal. Like it's that where I still can hold on to my back catalog as well as my new catalog, and I still own the masters and like everything that I need to, and the publishing rights and all this stuff. So it's like it was a situation where I was like, why would I not? You know what I mean? Why would I not?
Yeah. And I think like you said 2 things there that I think are important for people to hear. One, had the lawyer look at it.
Yeah, you have
The
for sure.
importance of having a fucking, if you aren't at the point where you can hire a lawyer yet, have someone in your corner who is in law, or at least
Yes.
entertainment law,
Going to school, whatever. Like
that can look at your shit and look it over.
mhm.
I remember I've been approached by 2 or 3 labels, and one offered me a massive amount of fucking money to sign, and I had a family member that's in the entertainment industry, not in music, but like in they do like movie costumes and shit.
Yeah.
So I had them bring it to like their people to look over it, and it was like they would have owned 80% of my shit, and there was this fun word in there called perpetuity, where they would have owned it for
Oh
forever.
yeah, dude.
No
Man.
option
Oh
to
god.
buy back, no option for nothing. And I was like, no.
Yeah, you were like, why would I ever?
No, I would have literally been on the fucking road for 200 nights a year.
Yeah, bro. No way.
And it was like 5 years, and they said like to recoup it, and then minimum of like there was no saying yes or no to who they wanted to put me on tour with. No saying yes or no to like stylistics and shit like that. I was like, nah.
That's like the point where you're like, man, I can't forget this.
And I was still working a fucking full-time job at the time too. And I was just like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the difference though between you and the other people is you had enough self-belief in your own mind where you're like, I need to get this looked over and I can say no. Whereas a lot of young people that I know would sell their soul tomorrow. They would be like, I don't care what the deal is.
Yeah.
I just want to be famous and a clout person and all. Sign a dot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
It really is. Like, and I can't fault some people for taking it, because some people literally come from and have absolutely nothing, no
Yeah,
no industry know-how, and it's sad how they feast on these artists.
they do. They purposefully do it, bro.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
and if there's a clause in there where like you give up the first however many years, you give up the buy and share, and then afterwards you can buy it back, sure, maybe that's worth looking into. But I don't think,
yes.
like, a lot of artists don't have that knowledge behind them, and they see a check and they're like, this is more money than I thought I would ever see in my life.
Yeah, 100%, man. And that's like, unfortunately, I think money drives everything.
Yeah.
And when a lot of people, like, I've been broke, you've been broke, and we understand like the broke mentality where you're like, I need to feed myself, like I need to do things that will literally like pay my rent. I need to do, like, we know how that feels. So it's like when you're
Right.
going through that stuff, it does make sense where a person would be like, I have to sign this right now because I don't have any other choice.
Yeah.
But
Like,
like,
pushed into it.
yeah, but you and I are more like, I'm gonna struggle and make it on my own somehow. You know what I mean?
Did you have anybody approach you with like bad deals?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. It was I'm not gonna name who, but I mean, I had a friend, I actually, who's not my friend anymore, but I had a friend in the industry who had worked with like some of the biggest people ever. And he tried to get me this to sign this deal, and I was very close, and then I was like, I got it checked, and it was like the worst ever that I could have. And I was like, dude, like we can't be friends after this, bro. Like
Right.
this is really messed up, you know?
Yeah.
So it's I've been approached with bad deals. I have friends who are in bad deals currently, and like I'm watching them not make any money at all. And it's like,
Mhm.
it's depressing, bro. It's depressing because they're literally like sitting in their apartment in LA, like struggling as a signed artist to a major company, and they're literally not able to pay their bills. And I'm just like, that is crazy to me. That's
And
crazy to me.
and you're signed, can't pay them. They don't really let you take on other options. You can't get shows that they don't co-sign.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
literally
I
you're literally stuck.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, I was talking to this girl the other day who like has a massive following, and like she signed also to a major company, and she was literally telling me like, she's like, I can't even put a song out right now. She's like, they've shelved every record that I've sent in this
Oh
whole
my
year.
God.
And she's like, I just feel so terrible. Like, she put on her story the other day, like, I'm so sorry to everyone. Like, I just can't, because my label has all the control. And I'm just sitting there like,
That's
I could
terrible.
never, dude. I could
No.
never. Because like, one, my mental illness would be like, go kill yourself like tomorrow. And two, I, as a musician, I just be like, I give up. Like, I'm
Yeah.
done. Like, I
Yeah.
can't do that. You know what I mean?
It's fucking sad. But also, like, on that, like, one thing that I have noticed is like, even if those record labels or like the people at the A&Rs reach out to you and offer you these bad deals, politely decline them.
Yeah, polite. Just,
Because
it's
I
not
like,
for me at this time.
yeah, because a lot of times those people will get out of their contracted and shit and go off and do their own shit.
Yup, yup, yup. Very
And they will
true.
remember you, and they'll
Yup.
still have their eye on you because they wanted you like with them in the first place, and they'll
Mm-hmm.
remember you and come back to you with a better deal when they have more options, or come back to you like with a
Yes.
different or a better opportunity to where they can manage you, or like this has happened to me a few times where like they leave their record label, they have now acquired all of these contacts, all of this knowledge, all of these plugs. Then they can put you on shows, they can put you on bigger playlists, they can put you in bigger like networks, or hook you up with better like contacts that they have made who are also now independent that were on a label that they can set you up with
Yeah,
collabs
dude.
with. So if you keep it professional, keep it to the point where you still have this relationship and you create a contact, that
Yes.
contact can help you down the line.
Yeah. 100%, dude. And it's like, You just have to be mindful and open to certain things and just not shut yourself off, but also don't be a dumbass. You know what I mean? Don't be a
Facts.
dumbass at the same time. But yeah, bro, I mean, my thing with labels is like, am I grateful for all that the label has done for me in this short period of time? Absolutely. But am I defined by a label? No, definitely not. Cause
Fair enough.
cause I built my empire
By yourself.
by myself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's great, it's wonderful, but at the same time, I'm not gonna let that define me and be all that I am. You know what I'm saying?
Respect for that. Who are your candidates for album of the year?
Oh, this is tough. So mine currently are some that nobody's gonna know, but I mean, I really enjoyed the Lil Nas X album.
That was a masterpiece.
I truly enjoyed the production style. I truly enjoyed his voice on a lot of the records. I really feel like he brought himself out and proved that he just wasn't like this like one hit wonder kind of dude. He could actually make like full blown great songs. You know what I'm
In
saying?
multiple genres.
Yeah, so I loved that. I love the IDK album as well. I thought that was, I don't know if you checked that, but you should, bro.
That shit's crazy.
It's so good. Like I hated on it at first, but then I listened to it the full way through and I was like, dude, this reminds me of classic Kanye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I loved that one. Um Cole's was this year, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So his is obviously one of the main choices for me because I love him. Um and then like some artists that not a lot of people know. Like I think this group called Neoni had an amazing album that's
I
like
ain't heard of
super
them. I have to
underrated.
check that.
Bro, so good. It's like super heavy bass rock, but
Oh.
pop at the same time. So that, and then I mean, if my EP comes out by the end of the year, I mean, you know, I have to give it to that and the Ryan Bronson project. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but I mean, obviously those two are in the mix, probably top two. You feel me?
Gotta put those two in there. That JD album
But
ain't
yeah,
even dropped yet. That shit's already up there.
yeah, I know, right? It's like top dog. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are my picks, bro. What about you?
I know you ain't like it, but I thought Nas had one.
Oh, that's right, dude. I forgot about that. I'm not a huge fan of that, but the more that I do listen to it, the more that I do like it. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna say I like Nas. I like Cole, obviously. Lil Nas was a masterpiece. Uh, Baby Keem, dude, that shit front to back is solid.
oh yeah. Oh my God. I forgot about that too. Dang.
Front to
There's a
back is
lot.
solid. And I know you ain't like this one either, but bro, I gotta go Donda.
Okay. I respect it. I respect it, bro. I mean,
The
I'm
more I
not,
listen, the more I'm like, I missed this the first time.
yeah, I'm not a huge fan, obviously, you know, but like I do respect it because there's so much sonically that is beautiful. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So as a producer and a musician, I'm like, this is music gold. You know what I'm saying? Like there is so much music gold in the album itself. So I can't hate on it. I can't hate on it, bro.
that's fair.
Certified Lover Boy. The more I
Eh,
listen to that, I'm like, this is trash. Like,
I'm not
this is
even like.
garbage.
To me, it's not even like I don't like it personally. I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is fucking garbage because he has a few fucking bars in there. But to me, it's like,
Yeah, he has a few great songs.
but to me, it's like I've heard this Drake song before a million times.
Yeah, nah, you're so right. It's like, dude, you use that flow like a million times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
It's like time to retire it, dude.
I like shit talk Drake.
Me too. Me too when he's going crazy. Like, but he didn't bring that this time. He didn't bring
No,
that this
I'm like
time.
I want Drake to shit talk again.
Yeah, he just kind of like played it safe, did the party club records and like called it a day. And
Yeah,
I get it, but it's like, nah, dude. It's like we ain't here for that, you know?
nah, nah. All right, so before we let Jake go, we got one more point and then the question of the year.
Okay.
Why? you see people all the time. You either get hate on social media, you're either getting people flexing shit that's not real. I think we just had some technical difficulties. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. My bad.
No, you're good. You froze up. But you see it on the internet all the time. You got people hating on shit. You have people flexing shit that should be flexed. You have people flexing shit that shouldn't be flexed.
Okay.
When people post, sometimes people post their what?
I know where this is going, bro. Oh God, I know where this is going.
You see people posting their fucking numbers. Sometimes
Yep.
they do it in a very fucking like just letting you guys know this is what's happening. Thank you. I appreciate the love. Sometimes you see it as like an in your face type thing.
Yeah.
What is it? When is it a flex, or when is it like braggadocious? Are you flexing, or are you just like recognizing your accomplishments or your achievements?
Mhm.
What's that fine line?
The thing is, it's not a flex, bro, because it's fake. like, like all of the people, and they know who they are. Like if you got the fake verification on Instagram because you're in a group that you pay for every month, or you got 100,000 views on your video, but like 2 comments and 100 likes, like, or if you got, you know, your socials don't add up, and it's like, let me just say, bro, like, not like I said earlier, 98% of the people from Elmira are super fake, and that's where I'm using these examples from. But I mean, honestly, man, it's not entertaining to us anymore. Like, it's
No.
not. Like, we know what's going on, and it's fine. It's fine if you want to make the fake clout. It's all good. Like, do your thing, but just know that you ain't gonna go anywhere like that. Like, it's just not gonna happen, brother. I just
You're not gonna make money. You're spending it to get home.
you're spending it and you're putting it nowhere at this point. So it's like,
Literally.
for me, it's not braggadocious. It's not flexing, because you're literally flexing something that's fake. It's like having a watch that you tell people is a Rolex, but it's not. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. If you have the real Rolex, amazing. But if you're telling people that you have the Rolex and you don't, come on, bro. Everyone can see it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, like I said, I got a lot of love for the local community. I do. Like 607 Sound, Upstate Aesthetic, like certain
Yeah, shout
people,
out them.
like there's certain people that I love in the local community, and I thought that I had good friendships with before, but I'm just not with the fake energy, bro. I never will be. Like, I just never will be, bro. Like, I don't get it. I really truly like pray for them every night, because I'm like, y'all need something to get you by. But it's like, I don't know, dude. I mean, keep doing your thing, but miss me with all that fake shit. Like, I'm not with it, bro.
Don't ask me for the feature.
Don't ask me for the feature. Don't ask me for tips. Don't ask me for nothing, because I'm not responding anymore. You can go to the unread box, bro.
You can go to my spam folder, because that's all that shit is. It's fake.
Yep, that's right. That's right, dude. That's all I gotta say about that, though, for real.
Who you got for the Super Bowl this year?
Oh, dude, honestly, I don't know, but if I were to guess, there's only one team that I can really say, in my opinion, has like the best shot, and that's the Chiefs.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion, though. Like,
I can see it. Pat Mahomes is nasty.
I truly believe that the Chiefs are like top dog, but that's literally just my opinion. Like, I could be wrong, but I'm just saying.
You gonna go put a $25,000 wager on it?
We'll see. we'll see how far they get, and we'll see what it's looking like.
Drink enough of the Jack Daniels, you might.
You're right. Dude. It happened with the Jake Paul fight, so I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it, bro. Sometimes you know what I'm saying? It's late at night. You start drinking a little bit, and you're like, do I have this much in my account? Yeah, let's just bet. And
Just fucking
then you
send
either
it.
lose it all. You either lose it all, or you win a lot of money. So we'll find out, bro.
Just
But
fucking
who's your
send it.
choice, bro?
I got Steelers Bucks.
Okay, I can see that though too. Bucks are super dope, so I can see that. Steelers, they
They're
could do it.
sucking the
They could
first
do
two
it.
games. I just want to see the old man quarterback game.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Just
I
the
agree with you.
old man quarterback game, Ben versus Brady. One of them got to
Yeah,
retire after.
but you're a Steelers fan too,
I am
right?
a Steelers fan.
Okay, so that makes total sense.
I just want to see Ben knock off Brady one time. Then Ben's probably going to retire, and then Brady's
Yeah,
gonna
that'll
keep
be
playing till he's
the
96.
last. That'll be the last game, bro. Like the
Yeah.
last.
And then
But
Brady's gonna keep playing till he's 96.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I will be shocked the man that day decides to put it up because it's like
Bro,
he just keeps
same.
going.
But Jake, we appreciate you having on. You have the floor. What is coming up next for you?
So I got a new single coming out. I won't say the name, but it's coming out near Halloween, and it's my dude. I'm so excited about it. It's so sick. It's creepy. It's rock oriented. It's everything that you would want in a Jake Daniels record. So I got that coming, and then the EP obviously is coming soon. We're gonna have probably one more single after this one, and then I'll announce the date at some point. But yeah, that's all I got going on.
Time frame for the EP?
I mean, I would like it out by the end of the year, but I'm not sure, dude. I just keep adding songs on at this point. So
EP might turn to an LP.
Yeah, I don't know at this point. I just keep making more songs, and I'm like, dang, this would sound good on this too. So you know how it is, bro. You know how it is.
I like it.
But that's all I got, man.
Plug your socials in case. I mean, everybody's probably already knows, but in case they don't, plug your socials.
Oh God. So it's like, if you look up at Jake Daniels MUS, it's basically that on everything. Jake Daniels MUS, and then if you just go to YouTube, you just type in Jake Daniels, I'm the first channel that pops up pretty much. So those are all my socials.
All right. Y'all hear it here. The Sundaze Brunch Podcast has been episode 8. Go check out Jake's new single, Liar. That one's running it up. I don't know if he can request it on radio stations yet, but hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon, man. We're close. Hopefully
soon. We thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you, Jake, for hopping on.
You got it, bro.